Where do we find the rules that govern our country? At the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain why democratic country needs a constitution, distinguish the executive power in 2007 interim constitution of Nepal from that of 1990 constitution of Nepal, identify minorities and give reason why it is important to respect the views of minority. Why do you think the umpire has given the free hit for the batsman? Yes, the bowler has crossed the crease completely, which is considered as no ball. You all know the rules of cricket. Similarly, in football, the player should not touch the ball with his hand. In every game, we have some rules, and these rules help define the game and helps us distinguish one game from another. Do we have such rules in our society? Yes, like these games, a society also has constitutive rules that make it what it is and differentiate it from other kinds of societies. In large societies, in which different communities of people live together, these rules are formulated through consensus, and in modern countries, this consensus is usually available in written form. A written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. Why do you think we need a constitution? The constitution serves several purposes. Let us look at them one by one. Constitution lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. A constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles that the entire population in a country can agree upon. Let us understand it with an example of our neighboring country, Nepal. The country of Nepal has witnessed several people's struggles for democracy. There was a people's struggle in 1990 that established democracy. But the constitution rested the final authority with the king. After a people's movement for a long time in 2006, they finally succeeded in putting an end to the powers of the king. They had to write a new constitution to establish Nepal as a democracy. Why do you think people did not want to obey 1990 constitution? The Nepal population did not want to continue with the previous constitution because it did not reflect the ideals of the country that the people wanted it to be. While moving from a monarchy to a democratic government, constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decision making. Thus, the second important purpose of a constitution is to define the nature of a country's political system. In a democracy, we choose our leaders so that they can exercise power responsibly on our behalf. But do you think that the leaders do not misuse their authority? Let us look at this classroom to get the answer. Rohan, the class monitor, does not have a good relation with his classmate Arun. Rohan always puts false complaints of making noise against Arun to the teachers. As the responsibility of minding the class is vested upon the class monitor Rohan, Arun is often punished by teachers for no reason. Similarly, there is always the possibility that the leaders in a political system might misuse their authority. How do you think this can be prevented? In democratic societies, the constitution often lays down rules that guard against this misuse of power by our political leaders. In the case of the Indian constitution, many of these laws are contained in the section on fundamental rights. Recall right to equality that says no citizen can be discriminated against on grounds of religion, race, caste, gender, and place of birth. Look at another situation. The class teacher of class 8A takes the students to the playground, But some students started arguing with each other for playing cricket instead of football. The class teacher decides to settle the problem with a show of hands. The decision goes for cricket as there are more kids in the class who play cricket. The boys and girls who opt for football are disappointed. They are always deprived from practicing as they are less in number in the class. Who is minority in the example? What would you have done if you were the class teacher? The students playing football are in the minority group. The teacher could have solved the problem by dividing the time for both cricket and football. Such unhealthy situations can occur in democratic societies too, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions that exclude minorities and go against their interests. Every society is prone to this tyranny or domination of the majority. Hence, the Constitution usually contains rules that ensure that minorities are not excluded from anything that is routinely available to the majority. Look at another example. Today is Sunday. Everyone in Shobha's house is watching the cricket match except Shobha. She is studying for the test on Monday, but she is also tempted to watch the game. As she gets to hear some noise from the television, she comes out from her study room to know whether somebody is out or it is a six. Then, Shobha's parents make the decision to switch off the television. Why do you think Shobha's parents decide not to watch the match? Though all of them want to watch the match, Shobha's parents switch off the television so that their daughter does not get distracted from her studies. This is very usual in every family. Parents take decisions for the well-being of their children in wider context. Similarly, at a large scale, the Constitution protects us against certain decisions which a few people can take, but they could have an adverse effect on the larger principles that the country believes in. Thus, we need a constitution to save us from ourselves. A good constitution does not allow the whims of few people to change its basic structure. It does not allow for the easy overthrow of provisions that guarantee rights of citizens and protect their freedom.